am climbing every boulder in Alberta's top 100 climbs on a quest to find the ultimate boulder. This is episode 1, where we take a look at the top 100 climbs recommended by the Alberta Bouldering Guidebook. We will rank each boulder out of 20 based on how it climbs, as well as personal enjoyment, then give out minus points for a variety of different reasons. In this series, I want to be able to find the best boulder in existence, starting with Alberta, but eventually going around the world. I will show you guys new boulder projects and even new areas. I hope you enjoy. All right, trying something new here. Behind me, Skyline, possibly the best bouldering in Alberta. It's got sandstone. This one boulder alone has 3 of Alberta's top 100 climbs. And that's what I'm here for. I'm going to try to climb every single one of them from V1 all the way up to V11 and some pretty hard projects here as well. Let's get started here with this V5. Alright, so as I'm climbing through this warm-up, I'm going to explain a little bit more about the grading system that I'm going to use to rank each of the boulders that we climb in this series. First off, I'm going to be looking for the movement. Now this is the most important part of climbing, so this is going to carry the most amount of points for each boulder. So in the case of Icebox, I really thought that the movement was quite unique. You don't often find this compression style of boulder on a V4. Apart from that, I didn't think that it flowed super well, so the total points that I give for movement is 11.5 out of 15. For personal enjoyment, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and with no negative points, this leaves the boulder at a 15 out of 20. Alright, we just climbed Icebox V4, also known as Tree Hurricane. We're going to get started on Unnecessary Rudeness V8. The first move of this boulder is definitely the crux for me. It is an extremely technical first move, requiring the perfect amount of body positioning, tension, and just a combination of foot pressure altogether. If you get it all right, you're going to be rewarded with a couple of powerful, feel-good moves to the top. But as you can see from the shadow of the trees, this took a lot of attempts. I was here for quite a while. Apparently, I didn't read the sign at the beginning carefully enough, because I'm a stupid person. This is a handhold. It'd be very helpful. After trying the boulder from just one move in, I could tell that I'd be able to do the top quite easily. I just needed to be able to nail that first move. I'm not sure if it translates really well on camera, just how difficult it is to start this problem. So you got a decent but angled handrail to go on. 2 hands, one here, one here. What makes this hard is that the foot is just at the same height as the hands. So you have to stretch really far, and you don't get any tension off of it. And the entire goal of starting this problem is just figuring out how to get tension on this foot right here. And every time you think you're close, your foot comes off. See all that scuff mark? Quite a bit of rubber left on that foothold. So, for the actual rating of this boulder, I actually thought that the movement was super cool and unique. I always love a technical boulder, so this one is definitely going to rate pretty high on personal enjoyment. But as for the actual movement of the boulder itself, it's also pretty unique, while the top moves definitely add a couple of fun style points to it. Next on the list for today is the other V8 boulder in this area called Squeezing in Silence. Now this boulder makes me really happy and is probably the best line in the area. It is a classic compression with bomber heel hooks and toe hooks, and it is my preferred style of climbing too. Now, the top move of this boulder is definitely the crux for me, and most of it is probably just the fear factor. In isolation, the move honestly probably isn't that hard. Part of the problem is that this move is a little bit low percentage, with the definite chance of barn dooring off since the left hand is not very good. Thank God for beta videos, because I've been starting on the wrong hand this whole time. This is the start of squeezing in silence. Holy crap. Oh my God. Now it might not look like it, but I was actually really close to falling here. The left hand slipped off the bad rail just as I was reaching for the right hand up to the jug, and only barely got it with my fingertips. I can't put into words how surprised I was that I had stuck the move, that I was so filled with adrenaline, it took me forever to do the top out. 10 out of 10. Now for those of you who are looking for something harder in the area, squeezing in silence actually comes with some lower starts, including Tranquility and Far From Silent. I don't actually know which one's which, so if you do know, please let me know down in the comments. But the extended line really does add another layer of depth to this boulder, and a lot of work was put into extending the line down low. Now it's unfortunate that the start is so squished, so I would never actually rate it higher than squeezing in silence, but it is still a really cool problem nonetheless. Alright, so just one more boulder before we move on to the projects of the area. This is Stormtrooper V5. This one was a blast to climb. It starts in this dingy cave way down at the bottom of the boulder. The landing is quite rocky and precarious, but the movement is just so fun. You start with this reachy move up to a crimp, which you can then heel hook to grab the arete. The whole rest of the climb is large but secure moves on pretty good holds. Now, onto my favorite part of the episode, where I show you guys the projects around the area, as well as the climbs that I think should have made the top 100. Starting with my favorite climb of the entire area, Improbable V11. This is labeled as a project in the guidebook, however it has since been climbed by at least 2 other people. The slab enjoyer myself, I would say that this boulder right here is indeed one of the reasons to get out here. A V11 2-move slab boulder. This is nuts. The first move is a combination where you try to get your foot up here. Once you can do that, you make a lunge for the top. If you don't fall, then you've sent the V11. This is actually my favorite boulder in the entire area. It's not even that close. There's nothing else quite like this boulder in probably all of Canada. I highly recommend this boulder to anybody who wants to try it. I love slab, and this is just a classic. You could spend 100 tries on the first move alone, but just landing it even once feels so rewarding. Can't wait to keep on trying this one in the future. It can be quite easy for the top 100 to just be filled with all of the hardest problems in Alberta. So whenever there's a easy climb that I find very unique, I'm going to go out of my way to recommend it in this video. And that's the case for this Offwidth climb here. I mean, really this is just baby's first Offwidth. But even though the wide boys could climb it in their sleep, doesn't change the fact that 3 variations on this boulder is a good time. Whether you're climbing the arête or shoving your body into the dingy crack, there's something here for everyone. Now I am a long ways off of this dyno project. However, the V3 right beside it is a spicy one for anybody willing to try. This sloper is nothing. If I try to just pull onto this boulder, I could just let go of this hand and it wouldn't really matter. There you go, full 360. Yes! Started the boulder. Here I am, sitting post-editing, and I can't believe I completely forgot about 2 of the top 100 climbs here. Aggro V11 and the Cleaver V6. Now, since it's wintertime, the area is closed for climbing. However, I look forward to the next climbing season where I can put out higher quality videos. For today though, that's going to be the end of this video, and I hope this is helpful, whether you're in the area looking for recommendations in Skyline, or if you're just watching this for fun. Thank you all very much, and see you in the next one.